Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone, the Slow and Short series. I'm Carol. I'm so glad you've joined us today. In this series, we'll move our bodies a little more slowly, and the classes will last less than 30 minutes. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button. Don't forget it's free. And would love to hear from you, so leave me a comment. In today's practice, we'll explore poses for a deeper stretch. You'll only need a chair for today's class. And let's get started. So we're going to move forward in our chair and make sure that we are grounding our feet to the earth. So I want you to feel your feet connected to the earth. Same thing with our sits bones. Let's make sure that they're equally weighted on that chair. We're going to flip our palms up to the ceiling and then close your eyes. Or if you prefer, you can just look down at your lap, but don't let your head fall, right? Just your eyes. So beginning to feel that connection to our breath. Focusing in on your natural inhalation and exhalation. We're going to inhale to 4 counts and exhale to 5. Something like this. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intentions for today's practice, focusing in on what you want to accomplish. One more breath. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. And let's roll our shoulders. So we're just kind of a forward and up and back and down. Let's do that again. Forward and up, back. Squeeze those shoulder blades and down. Okay, let's reverse those shoulder rolls. We're going back first, and then up, and then forward, and down. Do that one more time. It should feel really good. All right, excellent work. Let's bring our hands to our heart. So I want you to think about lifting through the spine and opening up through the throat. So it's just a little opening here. I'm not looking way up at the ceiling, but just kind of out at a diagonal, feeling that openness through the throat. You feel that? Belly stays super tight here. Now, I'm going to bring my hands to the back of my chair. Maintaining that open throat, I'm just going to pull my shoulders back just a little bit. So this is a version of cow pose. Okay, so now we're going to move into a version of cat pose. So I'm going to bring my hands around. Hands are on the thighs, elbows are wide, tucking my chin, and I want you to really let the head fall. Try not to hold that head up. So don't be looking at me, be looking down at your lap. Let's do that again. So all we're going to do is we're going to open up through that throat, feel your belly tight, lift up through the heart, open up, grab the back of your chair, squeeze just a little bit here. And then let's do that cat pose again. Hands on the thighs, round the shoulders, tuck the chin. Now look, remember, you're looking down at your lap. You're not looking up. No wrinkles in the neck. One more breath. and release. So just come back up into a seated position. Does that feel pretty good, right? So we're warming up into the spine. Okay, we're going to move into extended mountain pose. Now, if having your hands all the way to the ceiling is uncomfortable, you're going to leave your elbows bent a little, and that might feel better on your shoulders, okay? But if you're with me, we're going to go all the way up to the ceiling. But the minute my fingertips go to the ceiling, what tends to happen is my shoulders tend to go up too. Let's not do that. Let's bring those shoulders down. Palms together. Interlace your fingers with your pointer finger up to the ceiling. Do you see what I'm doing there? I've interlaced my fingers, but my pointer finger is up. Okay, I'm going to lean just a little bit. So as I'm leaning my mountain, I'm concentrating on keeping this opposite hip down on the chair. Now we're going to come up and we're going to lean the other way. So again, concentrating on keeping this side down. Okay, let's come up and bring our hands down and just take a little break. We're going to add one more thing to that series. Okay, let's come back to extended mountain. Hands to ceiling, interlace, palms together, interlace fingers, pointer finger is up, shoulders are down. We're going to lean our mountain. Now, all I want you to do is turn and look up at the ceiling. Take the twist out, fingertips to the ceiling, lean the other way. Twist, look up at the ceiling. Take the twist out, fingertips back to the ceiling, bring the hands down, and let's roll those shoulders again. What do you say? Feels good, doesn't it? And reverse it. All right, very, very good. Okay, let's come up into goalpost arms. You may hear me call this goddess arms. It's the same position. I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to bring it across. And I'm going to touch the palm of that other hand. And then I'm going to bring that palm open. And then I'm going to bring the other side across. So do you feel the action happening at your ribs? And let's open it and let's do that again. Bring that arm across. So my knees are staying forward. Let's open. My hips are staying forward. The action is happening right at the ribs. Open it up. Now, let's bring our arms down. Take just a little break. We're going to do that again with outstretched arms. So instead of bending the elbow, we're going to come out. You can keep the elbows bent. That is fine. Otherwise, you're with me. Let's bring that arm across. Keep those knees forward. Open it up. Let's bring the other side across. It's quite a stretch, isn't it, for the center of the body? Open it up. Bring the hands down and release. Let's grab a sip of water. We're going to move forward in our chair. And I want you to bring your right knee into your chest. So as I bring my knee in towards my chest, I want you to think about crown of the head to the ceiling. Now flex your foot, and you're going to let go and reach underneath your thigh here for support. And I want you to extend the leg. You don't have to straighten it. Just extend it as much as feels good to you. And then see, can you lift it any higher? There's a hamstring stretch. Do you feel that? I do. Okay, let's just bend that knee and put that foot on the floor. We're going to do that on the other side before we add on. And remember, you don't ever have to add on, right? But let's do the other side. So we're going to bring that left knee into the chest. So did you notice how I lifted up? So as I brought my knee into my chest, I lifted up through my heart. Okay, so remember, let's flex the foot. Go ahead and grab under the leg, push, and then if it feels okay, you're going to lift that leg a little higher for that hamstring stretch. Okay, let's bend that knee and put that foot on the floor. Okay, so the only thing we're going to add to this is after we finish extending our leg and lifting, then we're going to put the foot on the floor and we're going to hinge into a pyramid pose. So it's still going to be stretching the hamstring. It's just a little different way. Okay, so let's do it again on that right side. So bring that knee in. Remember, crown of the head lifts up. So I'm not leaning back, okay? So really lifting up through the chest. Crown of the head is long. Now I'm going to grab under my leg and I'm going to extend that leg and then I'm going to lift. I didn't mention the flexed foot, but we want to have that foot flexed. Okay? Now, let's go ahead, bring that leg to the floor so the heel is on the floor and the toes are lifted to the ceiling. I'm going to place my hands on my thighs, lengthen long through the spine, and let the heart fall forward. So there's another way. I'm moving forward a little bit more in my chair. There we go. That feels better for me. And I'm going to move into that pyramid pose. And then I'm going to roll it up. And I want to do that one more time. Lengthen through the spine and let the heart fall forward. So when I moved forward in my chair, it was because the chair was cutting into my leg, the back of my leg, and it just felt better to move a little bit forward. All right. Let's come up, bend that knee, and put that foot on the floor. We're going to the other side. Bring that knee in, squeeze it, crown of the head to the ceiling. Flex the foot, push through the heel, grab a hold to the leg, lift it just a little. Let's go ahead and let that foot go to the floor. Toes are up to the ceiling. Lengthen through the spine. And let the heart fall forward. My hands are resting on my thighs for some support. Let's roll up and do that one more time. Extend through the spine and let the heart fall forward. Oh, that should feel good. Tuck the chin, roll up, bend the knee, and put that foot on the floor. Very good. Okay. So our next pose is goddess pose. And we're going to add some shoulder dips into our goddess pose. So the first thing we're going to do is heel toe our feet wide. So it's heel, toe, heel, toe. So now my feet, I don't know, I've adjusted a little on my chair so that I feel like I'm solidly on the chair, but I've got my feet pretty wide, just as wide as feels good for you. My hands are going to stay on my thighs, and I'm going to let my right shoulder dip between my knees. I'm going to bring that shoulder up, and then I'm going to go to the other side. So let that shoulder drop down between your knees. And then we're going to lift up. We're going to add one thing to this series, only if you want. We're going to let the right shoulder drop down between the knees. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to push gently into this inner thigh. So feeling that inner groin stretch. You don't have to do that. It's just an option. Okay, release. Come back up to center. And then let's go to the other side. Last time, let that shoulder fall first. Then if you want the add-on, you're just pushing with this hand. You're just pushing gently into that inner thigh. Super gentle here. Don't push too hard. Feeling that stretch in the groin. Let's release that. Go ahead and come all the way up to seated. We're going to heel toe those feet back together now. And grab a sip of water. So we're going to come to standing on the right side of our chair. So take your feet and make sure they are at least hip distance apart. So we want you to feel, like you're got a solid base, if that makes sense. Okay, so remember, keep your abdominals tight. Keep your heart lifted. We're going to let go of the chair. And I want you to bring your palms to the ceiling and cross your right arm on top. So my elbows are stacked, one on top of the other. And I want to pulse once, twice, 3 times. Then you're going to bend your elbows and hug yourself. Do you feel the stretch? Okay, so try to keep your elbows not resting down on your chest, but try to have your elbows lifted just a little bit. Okay, we're going to turn and we're going to twist to face our chair. Then we're going to come center and we're going to turn and face the other way. Now we're going to come back and face front, and I want you to let your elbows start moving towards the ceiling. Maybe you look up just a little bit if that feels okay on your neck. Otherwise, you keep your gaze forward. You're just lifting your elbows. We're going to bring those elbows down, and then we're going to look down just a little bit. So I'm just kind of hinging forward, not much, but I'm looking down. We're going to bring those elbows back up to center and release. Let's shake those arms out just a little bit. Because we got to go to the other side, right? Okay, so now the other arm is going to be on top. So for me, it's going to be my left arm is on top. So get those elbows, one stacked on top of the other. And we're going to bounce and bounce and bounce. And then we're going to hug ourselves. Lift your elbows just a little bit. Then we're going to turn and we're going to face the chair. So a twist is happening at the waist. Let's face forward. And we're going to go and face the other way. And we're going to face forward. We're going to lift our elbows up towards the ceiling, looking up just slightly. Bring those elbows center, and then we're going to bring the elbows down. I'm looking down just a little bit. Bring the elbows back up to the center. And release. And roll those shoulders just a little bit. Okay, so the only thing here that we're going to add on is eagle arms. So if you want to continue doing the hug, that's fine. But if you want to do a little bit more, we're going to come to parallel arms. And then we're going to take our right arm and we're going to bring it underneath. And either the backs of the hands are together or the fronts of the hands are together. It really doesn't matter. We're going to lengthen up and take the forearms away from the face. So again, we're going to twist towards our chair. You feel it? I do. We're going to come center. And we're going to twist away from our chair. It's a pretty significant stretch, isn't it? We're going to come center. We're going to lift our arms up. Coming center. And then down we go. Let's come back up to center. And release that. Oh my goodness, right? That's quite a stretch for that upper body. And then we're just going to do the other side. And this is it. Okay, are we ready? So parallel arms. Now that right arm is going to come underneath. You will know immediately if you're doing the same side, right? So you want to do the other side. Lift up. We're going to twist towards our chair. We're going to come center. Let's twist the other way. And come center. Let's take our arms up towards the ceiling. And center. And down towards the floor. And center. Let's release those arms. Take just a moment here. Let's come to seated. And grab a sip of water. So we're going to move forward in our chair and then take a little, just a heel and a toe of those feet, just a little bit wider than hip distance. So we're going to move into a seated forward fold by simply beginning to hinge at the hips. Let's put our arms, palms facing up, on the legs here for some support. Now just begin to let the upper body fall forward, but we're not going to tuck our chin. We're just going to keep our back flat. and feel the back stretch. So the lower back is getting the majority of the stretch here. I feel a little bit into the upper back, but keeping the back flat will keep most of the stretch into the lower back, and that's what I want you to feel for this one. We have one more breath. Okay, we're just going to roll up slowly here. Take a moment. We're going to do that again. Okay, so just take a moment here. So we're going to begin to let that heart fall forward. Remember, you're going to put your arms on those legs, palms facing up for a little support. So I'm lifting nice and long through my spine. I still want a long spine, and I'm going to let my heart begin to fall forward. So really extending long through the spine as I let my heart fall forward, feeling the stretch in the back. One more breath here. And let's go ahead and roll it up slowly. Good. We're going to heel toe our feet back in to where they're hip distance apart. Take your right hand and place it on the outside of that opposite knee. Your other hand is going to go on the seat of the chair. I want you to bring that elbow back, turn, and look over that shoulder. Okay, let's release that. And then we're going to go the other direction. This hand is going to go on the outside of that knee, opposite hand on the chair. Bring the shoulder back, turn, and look over that shoulder. One more breath and face forward. Okay. So you can keep doing that again. If you want a little bit more, I'm going to take my right leg and I'm going to cross it over my left. Now I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to bring it on the outside of that knee. Opposite hand is going to come to the chair behind me. Lengthen through the spine. Now if you want, you can pull a little bit, press into that leg as you twist. Pull this shoulder back, press, and you might get a little deeper twist. A little deeper stretch into the side waist. One more breath. And face forward. And let's do the other side. So I'm going to bring that leg down and cross the other leg on top. Opposite arm comes to that knee, the other hand back by the chair. Lift, pull the shoulder back, twist, and I'm pressing against the leg a little bit, just for a little more stretch. One more breath, and face forward. Okay, so we're going to move into seated pigeon. You can stay here with this knee like this, or you can cross with the ankle in front of that knee. Lengthen through the spine and begin to just let the heart come forward. Super gentle. Are you feeling the stretch here in your hip and glute? I am. Let's come up. And then we're just going to flutter the butterfly wing here. So just move that knee up and down a little bit. And we're going to do that again. Lengthen nice and long through the spine. And maybe you let the heart fall forward. The other thing you can do is press gently on this leg if you want. Just another way to get a little deeper stretch. One more breath. All right, let's unravel that leg. And we're going to go to the other side. So remember, you can be here if that feels better for you, or you can bring that ankle on top of that opposite leg. Your choice. We're just hanging out here for a couple of breaths first. And then if you want a little more, extending nice and long through the spine and beginning to let the heart fall forward. So super gentle though. All right, let's come up and move that up and down just a smidge. And then let's do that again. Don't forget to lengthen first through the spine. Keep a nice long spine. Then begin to let the heart fall forward. And if you want to press gently on this leg, you can. You should be feeling that hip and glute pretty substantially. I do. One more breath. Okay, let's go ahead and unravel that leg. We're going to sit back in our chair. Place your hands lightly on your thighs. Flip the palms up to the ceiling. Now, if you don't want to close your eyes, just simply let your eyes fall down towards your lap, not your head, just your eyes, or close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out.
Truth and reality. Dealing with reality is difficult, but avoiding reality is vastly more difficult. The truth does not go away because you ignore it. The sooner you acknowledge what is true, what is real, and deal with it, the better. Today, you have the opportunity to be honest with yourself and with others. Today, you have the opportunity to be realistic about what you must do and, in fact, to do it. In the short term, that's not your easiest choice. Looking at the big picture, though, is without question your best option. A life of quality, meaning, purpose, and fulfillment cannot be based on any kind of deception or avoidance. As difficult and inconvenient as they may be, it is within life's truth and reality that you can experience real richness. Embrace what is true, what is real. That puts you in position to create what is good.
Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. A deep breath in. And on this exhalation, open your eyes. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Reach up with your right hand. Give the head a gentle tug, pressing the other hand down towards the floor. Release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. Reach up with your hands. Give the head a gentle tug. Release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Reach up with the left hand. Give the head a gentle tug as you press that opposite hand down towards the floor. Release it. Look up just slightly. Open your mouth if you want to stretch your jaw. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. If you haven't already, click on that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment, and I will see you next time.